spoken to so many couples and so many relationships, and I feel like we get very virtuous and very judgmental immediately. But like dive into the situation, find out what the details are, what happened, where the infidelity source is, why it happened, talk about it. There may be an inherent problem, discuss it. Don't end the relationship and walk out just because it's like, you cheated on me, I'm leaving you. It's not so simple. You know, there is a lot more.
Everyone has their own.
And we live in the gray. We don't live in the black or white. We live in the gray. All of us have gray thoughts, gray actions, gray lives. And we cannot be judgmental of
50
others.
shades there, basically.
Yeah, we are many. Not the way 50 Shades of Grey has it. But I mean, we are like 1,000 shades of grey. Each one of us sitting in this auditorium and on stage.
Karen, coming back to the show, okay, I know that in season 1 you had some incredible callers and you also had some celebrity interaction. What was your most memorable?
Nothing really so memorable because one talks to celebrities at a given point of time. So it's not that I was like, oh my God, this one called me. Because like I wasn't jumping out of my...
You're breaking a heart. Please.
Yeah.
We all called you. Thanks.
No, I wasn't really jumping out of my undergarments when I got a call from a celebrity. But I was like, great, Nick Neha called. And I think you asked me a question, didn't you?
Yeah, I asked you a question,
did,
yes.
Yeah. So it was wonderful, thank you. And we had lots of amazing callers, and I had Sid, Varun and Ale also acting cute and asking me very millennial love questions, which was fun. There were lots of those kind of like people, but there was nothing memorable, but it was a lot of fun. What was memorable for me were the real life callers. I mean, that to me was amazing.
Are you ever going to use those situations, do you think, in a film?
Lots of them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, it opens my head up. I would tell every filmmaker to get into that room once and just listen to those people and their problems, because truly, Imtiaz, and I say this with all earnestness, the kind of people and the lives they lead and what they say is extremely like enlightening.
But it must be really exhausting because it's a big responsibility.
That's why I can't do it for very long, no, because you're really getting into each call. It's like you're playing therapist, psychiatrist, mother, father, agent, everything. Yeah, you're just kind of like saying everything, like, you know, to them, and you take back some of their problems. Sometimes the heavy calls can really get to you as well.
And you know, I think if we're honest, like on this stage, people expect us to never, you know, confess or reveal anything about ourselves. So I'd like everyone here, and I'll do it as well, make a confession.
You start. We'll see the degree of confession also.
The degree of confession.
Confession kis bare mein? Like about what?
About love, something that you've experienced. Okay, I will start. So one of the things that I'm guilty of, and I think it happens in social media a lot, is actively stalking exes. And I think, yeah, right? How do you stop? And I think so a lot of people have actually asked me as well, saying, you know, I see this person, I try not to look. It's impossible, right? You can't go around blocking everything they do because it's going to pop up and it's going to hurt. I think the thing to remember then is that there's somebody else's problem. Now the problem is, and my confession is, while I was stalking an ex, I accidentally liked their picture, and then I had to unlike it. So this whole process is very obvious to everyone, and then there's no explaining that.
Okay, Neha, what do you want to... Tu bol.
Main bolu. Okay, so all the men I dated, I never married, and the man I married, I never dated.
Oh, nice.
That's the confession. All the men, as in there weren't so many, but...
That's a very convenient confession to have.
But your all was not all. You all the men.
Oh!
Do you have to wait till the show?
Imtiaz, I don't know what to say. Because my confessions are dangerous.
Imtiaz is seeking...
I want to say mine before Karan's, because after that it'll be like...
Imtiaz's confession is seeking him.
Imtiaz, confess.
I'm thinking. There's nothing...
No pressure, huh?
Yeah.
There's no mistake I have not made in matters of love. Sometimes I wish that I was as wise as some of the characters of my film. These are not the confessions. This is like, I'd say them at any time, but I'm not as wise as many of the characters of my movies are. Maybe the fact that I don't get this feeling of being in love or understanding this concept at all, maybe I don't understand it at all, is the reason that I make films that are about love.
That's a good confession.
And it's not a smart thing to say. It would be nice, like, to hear this applause, but it's actually true for me.
Who's going to go next? Ranvijay or Karan?
Yeah,
I think we'll let Karan go last.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think, I don't know what to say.
So many.
After having said what my problem is in a relationship, which is lying, I hope this doesn't, my wife doesn't really follow social media too much. Even if she does something of whatever that vibing was, and she lied, I know, like you said, because I'm in love with her, I'd let it go.
That's what I was trying to explain to you.
But I know for sure she won't. I will. That's not okay with her. Because she thinks because it's okay with me to say I'll let it go, it should be okay for her also. But that's not true. But I know in my heart that I'll be okay. I won't be okay with it, but I'll let it go over a period of time. Don't tell her.
It's already been tweeted, sorry.
She's not on Twitter.
What do I admit to? I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?
Why are you sweating?
I don't know.
You're like,
No, because
don't tell them a real one. It's okay. Okay, don't sweat so much.
I'm not sweating. I just. Yeah, no, you can say it.
Can you, yes, say it on the mic.
You can say it.
You can
May
say
I?
his confession.
Yes.
You can say it.
Okay, so I'm going to confess on Karan's behalf, and this is a true story, that there was someone he was in love with, and he was flying from New York to London, and he broke up with that person because the only thing he had on his mind that time was that he was flying to London and he could only think of Selfridges. So he chose shopping over the love of his life.
It was not love of my life. It was
But,
a mild
yeah.
relationship. I just felt that I really wanted to buy those pair of shoes. So I mean,
It's as simple as that.
But that's
it just
This is
meant,
no gray,
it
this
just
is
meant
black
that I
and white.
wasn't that deeply involved. And
Yeah.
I told you that story, and I can't believe that was the story you were going to tell everyone.
It's a
It was
good
not so. It was not a confession. It was a real life situation.
But Karan, so you've had so many guests on the show, and I think that you're very honest and you're quite raw about your answers. Anything that you said so far that you regret, that you're like, oh shit, I took that too far, especially about, maybe a public figure?
No, I don't regret anything I said. Sometimes I think I get a little like upset with the situation, and I tend to get very, animated about my emotion at that point of time. And sometimes I feel like, why am I getting so involved, in this situation? But like there was this man who just, actually I shouldn't talk about it, season 2. We'll talk about it later. I can't, because it's a situation that got me really upset. You'll probably hear the call in season 2.
So give us a couple of examples of the things that you think it's okay to call and ask. What is it that you encourage people to come and ask you?
Well, there are all kinds of, the one thing that I really realized this time, the deep amount of office romances that happen.
Really?
There's so many office romances, and some are hinging on even infidelity, some are like, then there's also like exploitation romances, and there is like, like boss and assistant romances, and then there is pushing the power button in office romance, and there are lots of office dynamics and workspace dynamics that come up a lot. And sometimes they are fun situations. Some of them are really kind of tragic as well, when people feel that they just because. And what was interesting is once there was a woman who called, and a man actually called, and said that his female boss was like exploiting him. And I thought that was such a refreshing problem, because it's always the other way around. And I'm like, well done, whoever this woman was. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't say that. And he was really traumatized. He said, she keeps wanting to have sex with me, and I don't want to because I'm her junior, and I'm scared the word will get out. And sometimes some offices have policies against like people getting into romances.
Not sometimes.
Yeah,
every
it's actually,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, so there are.
All
I discovered that, I don't know, I suddenly started walking on the corridors of my own office wondering like what must be happening here, because I'm here, because I was like, I'm thinking it's a legit environment of people working, but clearly not. And sometimes, many a time when, people are missing from their like cabins, I now know what's happening.
So there's something I'd love to ask everyone here, because now, at some degree, I also feel like I'm a little older and wiser about relationships, right? What is one piece of advice that you wish you could go back and give yourself about love?
No advice at all. In fact, my only advice about love is please do not follow any advice at all. And I'm not saying there's to Karan's show, etc., but a broad stroke would be, like I wouldn't go back and give advice to myself at all.
Anyone else? Would you give yourself any advice?
There
It
have-
might help people, so why not?
There have to be no parameters about falling in love. It could be anything. It could be anything that makes you fall in love. Once you have a problem there, then you call him. Call Karan.
Please call.
Neha?
I mean, I always, just the basic stuff, you know, and I feel like most importantly in this day and age, everyone, after a certain point, they want to do their own thing. So I think space would be a good thing. Space and respect would be a good thing. But, I mean, I can go on and on. But right now, like Imtiaz said, there are no rules and, you know, I just have learned one thing about men is that, and this is just to all the women out there, and I know that the TG of this audience is a bit younger, that men have really fragile egos. Sometimes you really have to treat them like kids and be like, you know, let them say
Oh,
whatever
what do you
they
mean
want.
by that?
Exactly, exactly.
How dare you?
You know, and you just have to. You have to treat them with kid gloves and you have to just be like, it's okay. And
मैं आज अंगद को फोन करने वाला हूँ right away. मेरे को बहुत सारी चीजें पता
It's
लगी.
important to make the demarcation between ego and self-respect.
Yeah.
And I think your ego should be flexible. Ego is the most unproductive emotion that exists
Exactly.
in the DNA of a human being. It should totally be flexible. But what you must totally hold on to is your self-respect. That is the fulcrum of a strong relationship. And the one thing that I would like everyone here in this auditorium and people who are listening or hearing whatever, is the one thing I would advise people to not do is PDA. It's the most unbearable thing when people are in a relationship. I mean, like, get a room, go to the toilet, go to the washroom, do it in any other place, not in front of the whole world. We don't want to see you smothering each other's faces
But you
in
know,
public. It's
Karan,
really annoying.
I have to say,
have you
although I have
driven
to
by
say-
reclamation?
So basically the last few rows, समझ गए?
but I
Those
have to
guys
say
in the
it's
dark,
not-
we're going to put the
I
light
mean,
on you.
It's easy to say also on some degree, but there's a lot of people who don't have anywhere to go.
No, it may be so, and that I understand. But the people I've seen indulge in PDA
They have
have
somewhere
many
to go.
places to go. You know, and I want to tell you, why do you need to hold someone's hand also? Like what? They are fine. They can walk on their own. You know, why are you holding their hand? Unless you need to help them up the stairs or something. She has a bad knee or he has a bad foot or a broken knee. Why are you holding hands? Why are you kissing each other? Why are you playing with each other's hair?
I have a question
Wait a
for
minute.
Karan here.
I also have a
Why
question.
is it upsetting you so much?
It's bloody annoying. I'm like, listen,
Why?
keep it in your
Why?
pants.
Who do you call? Because you have problems. See, you gotta call someone. Who do you call?
My conscience.
Oh. But so actually, exactly what you're saying. If I could give myself some advice, it would be don't be so clingy. So literally, I think.
Clingy is
maybe-
okay, chalo, that's exciting. As long as
Emotionally
you're not
clingy,
literally physically clinging, that is very annoying. I want to wake up and slap those couples across their face. I can't tell you,
Wow.
I feel deep amounts of violence when I see couples.
Sounds
man.
like this season is going to be a little more aggressive. So what are you going to do? Is it going to be bolder? I've been told it's going to be more.
It is bolder.
intense.
It's bigger because it's bolder. It's the fact that we have a season 2 shows that there was love in season 1. Hopefully, that's why we've been sanctioned with the season 2, and it's amazing. And I think the one thing that works on the show is the candidness and the honesty in which I think the way we try to give our advice, as in the team and me specifically when I'm speaking to callers, I don't hold back at all. Like, I'm not playing it safe. I'm saying it as is, and hopefully the repercussions and ramifications are positive.
All right. Okay, I'm going to ask each one of you, if you were Karan and somebody was calling you, what do you think you would tell them if they just, I'm going to ask you each a question, okay? And then Karan can tell you if that's the same advice.
Oh, like answer as in we were
As,
Karan.
yeah,
Okay.
as Karan would. Okay.
This feels like an exam now.
It's an exam, yeah, basically. So if someone called you and said that they are in love with their best friend's girlfriend, I don't know if you've got this question.
I know the
before.
answer. You want to finish the question or should I just
No,
jump
go for
in?
it.
Yeah. So best friend's girlfriend. So Karan would say that, listen, I think you should be completely honest and you should go for it if you're in love. Is she in love with you? And if the answer to that is yes, she's also turned around and said that, yeah, a couple of times she's in love with me. Then it would definitely be that be honest everywhere. Don't break 3 hearts, just break one. That's the guy in the middle. And that's what Karan would say.
Wrong. I would say that's not cool.
What would you say?
Because, I mean, if he's your best friend and that's the girlfriend, then that's out of boundary. That is something that I don't. I think boundaries are
Oh,
very
yes,
critical.
I know this answer.
Interest
Of course I
shuru-
know. This,
That's
you
the
can't,
exact
you
thing.
can't break
How
the bro
did you
code.
even
Oh, I
get
forgot.
interested
Bro code.
in your? How did you even get interested in your best friend's girlfriend? How did it shouldn't happen?
प्यार हो जाता है sometimes.
You're right.
But अगर हो जाता
Sometimes you
है,
can get interested, yeah, or sometimes
no,
you're
but
human.
I'm saying अगर
You
हो
could-
जाता है, then you should break
I
one
feel
heart
like
instead
you
of
have
three.
to just be very, you have to be clean cut that dynamic. It's not cool. It's not cool. You don't do that to your best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not, it doesn't happen. Sometimes it happens with like, I got a call with saying that I fell in love with my brother's girlfriend. I've got that as well, you know, and like, I'm like, that is not cool
That's
at
too
all.
much, yeah.
But there are weird people. I mean, shit happens. You can fall in love, you can feel emotion, but you can't go through with it because that's where that willpower really comes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my advice. Thank
Yeah,
you.
but
No, it's perfect. Neha, yours is
You
not.
can't argue with the
but
answer.
I want to
Run-
be friends with you.
No, but Run, in my defense, it's happened. Now what do? And if she's reciprocated also,
If
then...
she's reciprocated, then you must go and tell the best friend that tu kar kya raha hai?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
And why are you hanging around with this girl and you're not doing anything? You have to give him, you have to show him the aina.
But ये लड़के बेवकूफ होते हैं, उनको
कि ये
कुछ नहीं
लड़की
पता होता, वो
तेरे लिए
लड़की
सही
के साथ
नहीं
निकल
है।
जाते हैं।
Right? That girl's not good for my best friend also.
I just say कि वो डोरे डाल रही है मुझ पे, मैं भी डोरे डाल रहा हूँ, तो मुझे तो छोड़ दे, तू वहाँ से निकल ला.
Okay, option B. Give another question. I don't like being
Okay,
wrong.
no, I have to move on.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
she has a
Okay,
life.
if someone called you and said, look, they made a
If
commitment.
someone called me or called Karan.
Call Karan, sorry.
If I'm
Ask
Karan,
Karan, if you were
yeah.
Karan. If someone called and said, look, I made a commitment, I got married, I'm now like deeply in this relationship, but I'm done. I need to get out.
That's
What
a
would you say?
no-brainer. Karan would say, just move out. What's the question? What's the big
Correct.
deal? Just get out.
Exactly. You are right. That's what
I
would
got the
say.
tough one. Go.
Okay. Gosh, you're a tough one because I know you have very specific beliefs. But okay, now you're answering as Karan. Okay? So if somebody called you and said that, look, I made a horrible mistake. In a moment, in a drunken party, I hooked up with someone, but it doesn't mean anything. Should I tell my partner or no?
No, don't tell.
Let him answer first.
He's
sorry.
supposed to answer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says wrap up there.
Check.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Jaldi bol.
But on my mic,
बेइज्जती होगी वो.
I have to. So he would definitely say if they're still in it and it's a mistake, he'll say don't tell. He would say that. Don't tell because it's in the past, it won't happen again, and you move on, don't break whoever's heart.
Yeah, I would totally say don't tell. There's no point in giving extra information. I think honesty is very overrated. I mean, please, there's no reason to be extra honest with your boyfriends and girlfriends. There's no need. For no rhyme or reason, why do you want to create a situation unless you're a drama queen or king and you're wanting that attention? Otherwise, अरे थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ वहाँ कर लिया तो ठीक है ना? You don't have to go and give information. No,
All right. Finally, to
Cut
wrap
down.
this up, because we have wrap up written in front of us. Okay, so now we're in the age of Tinder profiles and all kinds of dating apps. And they ask you to answer some interesting questions, some pretty crazy ones. So I'm going to ask you each one, not the entire list, okay, and how you would answer it. Neha, you have to fill in your best physical attribute. They really ask these questions. It's true. I'm not lying.
It's not my face.
That's what you would say? All right. Karan, your quirky habit or skill?
My quirky habit. What is my quirky habit?
No, I can't.
No, don't. You really shouldn't. Quirky habit. I don't know. I'm trying to. What is my quirky habit?
But you have to say what's coming to your mind.
No. I'm really like. As in where?
But you decide it's for your
In,
dating
in, the
profile.
in the bedroom, in the office, at home, where? You have to
Why
specify.
don't you guys tell us where do you want this quirky habit from?
Bedroom.
Saramni, I didn't go.
Obviously that was coming.
No, he's fidgety.
All right.
Safe.
I'm just going to make it very PG-13 and say that I can type without looking.
Well, that could mean so many things. Okay, Imtiaz, for you, the title of your memoir.
He wasn't there.
It wasn't
Nice.
me. Okay, and finally, Ranvijay, the worst idea you ever had.
coming on this panel.
Worst idea I ever had.
Having?
Why do I know so much about everyone?
Almost too much.
It's not a bad habit.
Worst idea I ever had.
Yeah.
Has to do with
Yeah, in the sense that this is what's going to be representative of you on your dating profile.
on my dating profile. Worst idea I had. Put it on.
We had a side joke. Sorry, Miss Bunny.
You want to answer for me because you know me so well, like you were
I
answering for
feel
me.
bad. I feel like I'm answering for everyone and getting into
No,
trouble.
answer for me. This will be easier. I haven't
What?
dated for 5 years. So I don't know.
Worst idea he ever had.
On my dating profile, what would it be?
Worst idea you ever had? Yeah. Why would
That's just how
he should
that's
write
how
his
dating-
on a dating profile the worst
Yes.
idea?
No.
Yeah, that's what
so-
they ask you. Now, what would you say?
They do.
I'll
So
answer
you-
this.
you have to lie,
I'll answer this
basically.
is Ranvijay.
Yeah.
He's good on bikes, so he should probably write, I ride well.
Wow. All right. There you go. Well, that
I'm
was
just
a
saying
really-
it. I'm just saying it for him.
I'm getting visuals now.
I'm not.
On that note, of course,
Sorry.
we are leaving you with that visual. But last message from you, Karan, calling Karan, why they should be calling you.
You should call me because you're definitely going through a crisis, and I am going through a midlife crisis. So both of us could make a great team of crisis.
There you go. 104.8 FM, calling Karan. Thank you so much, guys. All right, and that's a wrap.
Thank you, guys. You were an amazing audience. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, panelists here. What a kick-ass session we had about learning about what you do and how you handle your own love life. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have Karan stay back with me. Yeah, longer because I'm sure media wants to talk to you a little longer. But thank you so much, Malini. Thank you, Ranvijay. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Imtiaz.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us. Bye, guys.
Big round of applause, guys.
Yeah.
So all your media guys, we're just about to get started to answer all the questions that you could have. Just give us 2 minutes to settle down. And we'll be ready very soon. And we're ready. Fantastic. Yeah. Do you want to take a seat?
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Awesome. That's your seat.
Oh, you have to sit down?
Yes. Now it's our time right here. Can I have the questions from the media coming up for Karan right here? Because I'm sure you all want to know about Calling Karan Season 2. Okay, hello. No? I think they just walked away. Do we have people in the audience who want to ask questions? I'm sure while we were listening to him, what he does. Yeah, all you audience are there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take, without falling off my skirt.
I just stand, yeah. Hala, what's your question? We'll be fine.
Okay, can I get quick question? Who wants to? Can I get the mic somewhere? Who
Yeah, the
has
lady
mic here?
in the black and white. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Andrea Tanvi.
Hi, Andrea.
There's this one definition of love that's very common amongst us, that love means putting the other person's need above your own need. How far do you agree with that?
I don't think you should be in any imbalanced situation, and what you're suggesting is an imbalanced situation. So there's no such thing as putting somebody else's needs. Why should his needs or her needs be more than yours? There should be an equal give and take where it comes to needs, desires, requirements, compatibility, etc. It comes from an equality. Equality is the basis of a strong relationship. Nobody should put anybody else's needs higher than theirs. Why should you? That itself imbalances a relationship, and an imbalanced relationship is an unsuccessful relationship.
Can I take one last question? All right, the lady in the black, will that be your choice?
Hi, Ritika.
Wait for the mic, Ritika.
Scream, it's fine, I can hear you. No, not all of them. I think one or two of them actually I flawed and fumbled with. And in retrospect, when I look back at some parts of those movies, I cringe and I feel terrible that I actually subjected an audience to those portions. But some of them got fortunate, some of them got lucky, and some other parts in that movie perhaps made them reach a certain success mark. But I'm not proud and happy with each and every one of them. In fact, I've yet to make a film that I entirely love.
And I just tell you something. I love Ranbir Kapoor a lot.
That's a question?
No.
You like Ranbir Kapoor a lot?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Can you please make him meet me someday?
Make him meet you someday?
Yeah.
No. You said I was raw. This is as raw as it gets. Not possible. Sorry.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you so much, Karan.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
One big round of applause for calling Karan season 2. Bolder than before. Yes. All right. Right here? Yeah, somebody here? Coordinate that for me. Thank you so much. All right. So, moving on, we were to... Is that working? Fantastic. Come. All right, fantastic. So, these are the guys who've brought this brilliant movie, Laila Majnu, that's coming up. But I have a question for you both. What if Laila Majnu were here in this time? How would they lead their love stories, and how would that be? And I want to find that out. So I have a couple of questions for that. Okay. Yeah? So are you guys ready if I play a quick rapid fire to understand how Laila and Majnu would have fared if they were dating in 2018?
It won't be so rapid because this mic is not working.
We need a mic. Can we get that fixed? Fantastic. All right. So we'll have to share that. Can I get another one?
We can share it. Can we share it?
Absolutely. Sharing is caring. Let's go for that. Or we do have another one. Just a spare for me. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to start with you, Imtiaz.
Yeah.
Tinder की एज में मजनू का Tinder bio कैसा होता?
I'm seeking, but I don't know what I'm seeking.
Ooh, deep. To Sajid, what kind of weirdos does Laila would block on Facebook?
The ones who don't.
Sorry, what's the question? So I can be on it. Sorry, I missed it.
I asked him what are the kind of weirdos that Laila would be blocking on Facebook. Hi, hello.
The ones who
beautiful.
don't stalk her.
Don't stalk her. Yeah. That's the one that she'll block. Yeah. Or you mean the ones that stalk her?
No, the ones who don't stalk her.
Oh,
because
wow.
she's an attention
that's right,
seeker.
2018. For sure.
So Laila is an attention seeker who wants weirdos. So she's not going to block anyone who's a weirdo.
Exactly.
Nice.
Nice. That's a good one. What is Majnu's wildest fantasy?
To go across that hill. That one, yeah. To go across that is his wildest fantasy.
Right. Pretty much. What makes Laila laugh hysterically?
Weirdos, stalkers again.
Okay. Okay. Laila and Majnu kind of sort of, we have an image now coming to us. What is Majnu's biggest insecurity?
That someone will actually ask him a question he doesn't have the answer for. That's his insecurity.
Okay. What is the most daring thing Laila has ever done?
Most daring thing?
Yeah.
Going to college without makeup?
Ooh. Okay, what is the meanest thing Majnu has ever done?
Meanest?
Yeah.
Spoken the truth. Yeah, that was very mean. It's like Mahesh Bhatt says to me, don't shit on my head and call it honesty.
Fair point there. I'm not going to take any more of your time because we have to show you the teaser of Laila Majnu, which is coming up right now. So we'll take the corner so that they can have the screen to themselves. Let's take a look now.
You like all the things that we are putting out and finally the film itself.
Yes, the trailer comes out tomorrow and we can't be any less excited about it. What a great movie that's coming out. Big round of applause, guys, for Laila Majnu that's coming out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.